we see great differences from one person to the next in yoga classes. Now, I don't know if any of you guys were here during the week, but on Monday I had a class that was just so varied. It was so different from one student to the next. It was just one of those classes where I had like 50% beginners and everyone else was really advanced. And it was a mixed level class. And then I had a couple people that were injured, and then like there were some that were like in just perfect shape and just ready to go. Okay, so these are things to consider when you look out into your audience. And this is also why we try and teach you guys to make your sequences fit a broad scale of students. Okay, because in the end, you want as many people to come in and feel comfortable doing your classes. Now, another thing to remember about this topic, too, is that it's kind of a heated topic. So, you know, if somebody comes to your class and let's say they're little or they're handicapped, what do you say? Do you tell them, do you say, oh, you're handicapped, you can't do this, right? No, you don't say that. You say, you know what, try. See what you can do in your wheelchair. See what you can do, or whatever. Like, whatever their case is, you let them try. Okay, if they have, let's say they have an arm that's missing or whatever it is, so you say, like, you know, when we do the standing pose, try this. You know, you give them options to motivate them, because the fact that they even show up to work out with you is you know, like, you want to encourage that, right? I had a woman with no leg. She was missing her left leg. And so she, you know, we said, okay, you know, she's like, can I come in? And I said, yeah. Why don't you just do everything on your right leg, and when we do the left leg, just put your knee down, you know, just like do, and that's what she did. She just put her knee down, did sun salutes, one leg. So you modify a little bit if she needs to, just like anybody else. What would be another disadvantage to yoga? What could be another thing that would make it really hard for somebody to do yoga? An advantage or a disadvantage? Besides a disability, so you have injury. Those are really obvious ones, right? Because there's something is going on. Yeah, although tired, yeah, I mean, you could give them a block if they're looking really tired. It might make it easier. What else? Inexperience. And there's one more, though. There's another major one that I'm looking for. There you go. Okay, so that's close, but that's... So now I'm talking about a biological disadvantage. Okay, a biological disadvantage. Okay, so a bodybuilder. Although it's a little... That's not exactly what I'm talking about, because a bodybuilder has done body modification. He's changed his body or her body. So no, a biological advantage might be, for instance, I decided that I wasn't going to be a basketball player when I was about 15. I said, I'm never going to be a pro basketball player. Although, truth is there is a guy that's like my size that's a professional, but it's one. You know, like everyone else is really tall. So I have a biological, one might argue, I have a biological disadvantage to playing basketball. So I'm just not really that tall, you know? So I never would consider going into that field. Elderly people, I mean, you still don't, you don't want to discriminate, but you try and gear them in the right direction. I mean, usually when somebody's older, they're not going to come to, you know, a level 3 power yoga class. But if they do, I mean, you want to, you know, there's a fine line between discrimination and recommending the best fit for them, right? It's not. I mean, it is your job to recommend the right class. You don't necessarily turn them away, but maybe you'd say, hey, you know what, you could try, like, do the best you can, use a block, don't overstretch, but if it gets to be too intense for you, then maybe check out our Sunday basics class. Give them a suggestion.